Welcome to Mom Life Meets AI. Have you ever looked at your to-do list and seen the same thing sitting there again? You meant to do it last week. You definitely meant to do it this week, but every time you think about starting it, something else feels more urgent. Work emails, kids need something, dinner, laundry. Life just gets in the way, and by the time the house finally gets quiet, you're too exhausted to start anything new. So the thing just sits there. Not because it was impossible or huge, not because you don't care, but because starting somehow feels harder than it should. If that sounds familiar, today's episode is for you because the problem usually isn't the task itself, it's getting yourself to start. So today, I'm sharing 5 simple tricks that can help you finally stop procrastinating and start the thing that's been sitting on your list. Less overwhelm and more time for you. I'm Carrie Wallace, mom and mindset coach. Here, you'll learn simple mindset shifts, smart tools, and how to delegate tasks using AI so you can reclaim your time and energy. If you're ready to stop just surviving and start thriving, let's get started. One of the fastest ways to change your state is to use music. So the first trick is to change your energy with music. When we're overwhelmed or tired, our brain goes into conservation mode. Everything feels heavier than it should, but music can flip that switch. You've probably experienced it before. You're tired, maybe a little cranky after a long day, and then a song comes on that you love. Suddenly, you're singing along in the car or dancing in the kitchen while you're making dinner. Nothing else changed, but your energy shifted. I can link a playlist that I like to use for my own shift, but it will honestly be the best thing for you to just create your own playlist because everyone's music preference and memories associated with music are different. So your playlist will probably be different from mine. Pay attention to the songs that make you feel energized, confident, and motivated. When you hear one you like, just save it. If you have an Alexa at home, this is a really easy thing to do. When a song comes on that you love, just say, "Alexa, add this to my motivation playlist." Over time, you'll build your own Get Moving playlist that you can turn to anytime that you feel stuck. And on days when everything feels harder than it should, hit play and let the music help you shift your state. So rolling into the second trick is move your body. Sometimes when we feel stuck, the real problem is that we've been sitting still for too long. We've been thinking all day, solving problems, helping kids, working, managing a million little things, and our brain is just tired. This is where movement helps. Take a short walk, do a quick workout, just some squats, push-ups, or just any kind of movement that challenges you and gets you just a little bit out of breath. Put on music and dance around the kitchen for a few minutes. It'll get your blood flowing and help you think and feel more motivated. There's a physics principle from Isaac Newton that says, an object in motion stays in motion. That principle applies to us too. You've probably experienced this with something simple, like cleaning the house. Maybe the house feels like a disaster, toys everywhere, dishes in the sink, laundry piled up. You look around and it feels so overwhelming that you don't even start. But then, when you pick up that first thing, just one, you clear the counter, then you wipe it down. Then suddenly, you're loading the dishwasher. Then you start picking things up off the floor. And before you know it, you've been cleaning for 20 minutes. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. Once it starts moving, it naturally gains momentum. You're not trying to clean the entire house. You're just trying to start that snowball. So trick number 3 is to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. Once you've shifted your energy, the next step is simply starting. This is where Mel Robbins created the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. When you know that you need to do something, just count backwards from 5 down to 1 and then take the first action. It's amazing. It does something in your brain to just do the countdown and don't take any excuses and dive right in when you hit 1. Open the document, send the email, start the laundry, clear the one drawer. The goal isn't finishing. The goal is to break the inertia because once you start, it's much easier to keep going. Trick number 4, remind yourself what you've already done. When something feels hard to start, our brain tends to tell a very selective story. It focuses on everything we haven't done yet. Think about the challenges that you've handled already. Balancing work, family, learning new things, navigating difficult seasons, and chunk down the overwhelm to the one task in front of you. Sometimes you can be so busy solving problems that you didn't even know how to solve at the time that you don't give yourself credit for figuring it out. You've handled more than you can ever imagine. Sometimes taking a moment to remind yourself of that helps your brain shift from "I can't do this" to "I'll figure this out." Trick number 5 is to focus on the one thing in front of you. A while back when we were getting ready to list our house for sale, I remember feeling completely overwhelmed. There were so many things that needed to be done: cleaning, repairs, decluttering, staging. Where was I even going to get the furniture to start staging? And every time I looked around the house, it just felt impossible. The list was huge. At one point, I felt completely stuck because there was still so much left. So I sat down and looked at everything that we had already finished. All the cleaning we had done, the repairs that were checked off, and the progress that we had already made that helped me reset. Because progress almost never happens all at once. It happens one step at a time. Looking at the big picture can help you make a plan, but when it's time to get to work, the big picture can feel overwhelming. Instead, focus on the one task directly in front of you. Not the entire list or everything that still needs to happen, just the next step. When you narrow your focus like that, the work becomes manageable again, and you can take action. A bonus trick that you can use here is just reframing the task itself. Maybe you're thinking, "Oh, this is going to take forever and it's going to be so painful." Well, think about how good you'll feel when it's done. Don't think about the pain of actually doing it. Think of what the end goal will be like. And once you're able to check off that task, you're going to feel amazing. Generally, you find out that the task isn't as big as you had blown it up in your head to be. Getting yourself to start when you feel stuck isn't about forcing motivation. It's about changing your state of mind and making the first step easier. Turn on the music. Move your body. Count down. Remind yourself that you've handled hard things before, and narrow your focus. Focus on the one task right in front of you. Momentum builds once you start, and very often the hardest part of any task is just simply taking that first step. If this episode left you feeling clearer or more inspired, share it with a friend. Because us moms need to stick together. For more support and simple AI tools designed to help you reclaim your time, head over to momlifemeetsai.com and join our community. Thanks for listening. See you back here next week.